All right, so is XRP still a good buy? That's the question on everyone's mind these days.
Yeah, seems like it's been all over the headlines lately.
It has, and for good reason. The price has been surging. Sometimes it's even beating out Bitcoin. We've got a bunch of recent articles here all about XRP and what's going on in the crypto market, so let's take a look and see if we can figure this whole thing out.
You know what's really got my attention?
What's that?
It seems like there's this wave of positive momentum carrying XRP forward, and there's a few things that are feeding into it.
Yeah, like a 50% price jump in a single week. That'll get anyone's attention.
Exactly.
It even went so far as to surpass Bitcoin and Dogecoin in trading volume on South Korean exchanges. That's got to mean something, right?
Oh, it definitely does. South Korea has always been a hub for all things crypto,
Yeah.
and seeing this surge in volume, it tells me there's a ton of renewed interest in XRP, especially coming from a place known for its tech-savvy investors.
So let's dig into what's causing this surge. One thing I'm seeing pop up in these articles over and over again is the change in regulations, especially in the US.
You're right. There's this growing feeling that things are going to be more crypto-friendly moving forward. Maybe it's the new leadership at the SEC, or maybe it's just looking ahead to the 2024 election. Who knows?
And we can't forget about Ripple's big legal win against the SEC. That was a huge deal for XRP.
Absolutely. That ruling took a lot of weight off XRP's shoulders in terms of regulation, which had investors biting their nails for years. I think that win cleared the way for a whole lot of renewed confidence in investment.
There's been this buzz about potential US-based XRP ETFs, too. Could those be the thing that changes everything?
They very well could. ETFs make it a whole lot easier for big investment funds to jump in, and that could mean a flood of new capital pouring into XRP. Definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on.
And speaking of keeping an eye on things I've seen talk about, a golden cross forming on the XRP charts. I know that's usually a good sign, but could you break that down for anyone who's not up on their technical analysis?
Sure thing. A golden cross happens when the 50-day moving average, which basically tracks the short-term price trends, crosses over the 200-day moving average, which looks at longer-term trends. When traders see this, it often means that the asset's price is likely to keep going up in the long run.
So it's not just a quick pump and dump. This golden cross could be a sign that there's real strength behind XRP's movement.
That's the general idea. Of course, no single indicator is a sure thing. But when you add the golden cross to all the other good news, well, it's definitely enough to get people excited.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got a regulatory outlook that's looking up a big legal win the buzz about ETFs, and now this golden cross appearing. It's starting to feel like XRP has a lot working in its favor.
I'd have to agree with you there. But before we go popping champagne, it's important to remember that XRP's future is still pretty tied to how Bitcoin does. You know what happens with Bitcoin usually ends up affecting the whole crypto market? Altcoins like XRP included.
Right, it's that whole Bitcoin effect. So
Yeah.
even if XRP has a bright future ahead, a sudden Bitcoin crash could pull it down with it.
Exactly. Bitcoin's still the big dog in the crypto world, and its price swings can create waves that rock the entire market, especially those altcoins.
So while things are looking pretty sunny for XRP right now, we've got to remember to zoom out and look at the bigger picture.
Absolutely. And, there's another piece of this bigger picture that's worth thinking about: how money's moving within the crypto market itself. We're seeing some signs that investors might be pulling back from Bitcoin and putting their money into altcoins like XRP, instead hoping to see bigger returns.
That's really interesting. So it's not just about new money coming into crypto. It's also about how that money's flowing around within the market.
Exactly. And this is where XRP really stands out. Bitcoin wants to be like a digital version of gold, a store of value. But XRP's focused on solving a specific problem: how to make cross-border payments faster, cheaper, and more efficient.
That's a big market to go after. Global payments are a massive industry. Even if XRP just gets a tiny piece of that pie, the gains could be huge. It's a bold move going up against the players who are already established. Do you think Ripple can pull it off?
Now that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it?
Okay, so lots to think about here. A potential shift in how money's moving, a unique angle, and a massive market to target. But before we dive into all that, let's take a look at how RippleNet's been doing recently.
Okay, so RippleNet is the payment network that runs on XRP.
Right.
And its growth, well, it's been pretty impressive. Daily XRP payments have tripled in just the past 6 months. Seems like people are starting to use Ripple's technology.
That's a hard stat to ignore. It's not just hype.
Yeah.
It's real people using it in the real world.
I agree. And it's not even just about the number of transactions. More and more financial institutions are getting on board with RippleNet, even some of the major money center banks.
You're telling me those big finance giants are actually embracing this tech? That's got to be a big deal.
It is. Those banks handle a huge chunk of international transactions, and they're always looking for ways to do things better and cheaper. RippleNet seems to be ticking those boxes.
So it seems like Ripple's strategy of focusing on these institutions is working.
That's what it looks like. And these partnerships, it's not just about using XRP for payments, it's often about bigger collaborations, exploring how blockchain can change different parts of finance.
All right, so we've got positive changes in regulation, more financial institutions using it, and this golden cross that could mean long-term growth. That all sounds pretty good, right? But I know you're going to remind me that no investment is without risk, especially in the crypto world.
You know me too well. As much as we all love seeing those green numbers and exciting headlines, it's always a good idea to be cautious when it comes to crypto investing.
So let's talk about those risks then. We already touched on the Bitcoin effect, but what else should people be careful about?
Well, for starters, the crypto market's still a bit of a teenager, It's still growing and changing, regulations are constantly shifting, and new tech is popping up all the time. That fast pace of change creates a lot of opportunities, but it also means there's a lot of uncertainty and things that could get in the way.
So it's kind of like the Wild West. Lots of potential, but also lots of risks.
That's a good way to put it. And remember, even though XRP won that big legal battle against the SEC, they could still appeal the decision.
True. That hanging over our heads could definitely scare some investors away.
Yeah, regulatory clarity is so important for any asset, especially in a market that's still trying to find its feet.
Yeah.
And even if the SEC doesn't appeal, there's always a chance new regulations or legal challenges could pop up later.
So we need to keep an eye on the regulations for sure. Anything else?
Well, just remember, crypto is known for being volatile. Prices can jump up or down like crazy in a very short time. Sometimes it seems like there's no reason for it at all. Big news, social media trends, even just the overall mood of the market, all of that can make things even crazier.
So buckle up and get ready for a bumpy ride, even if XRP is solid at its core.
Exactly. And diversification. It's
Yeah.
always good advice, but in crypto, it's even more important. Don't put all your money on one horse, even if that horse is named XRP. Spread your bets and be smart about how you handle your risk.
Okay, so we talked about the risks, but let's not forget about why people are so excited about XRP in the first place. Its potential to shake up the whole cross-border payment system is huge.
It really is. It's not just hype or speculation. There's a real use for XRP. And more financial institutions are starting to use it, which tells me it could really change how money moves around the world.
And that's a massive market. Like we said earlier, it's worth trillions of dollars every year. Even a tiny slice of that could mean enormous gains for XRP.
Right. And don't forget, Ripple, the company behind XRP, has been busy making deals with financial institutions all over the world. Those partnerships are super important for getting people to actually use XRP and showing that it has real-world applications.
They're putting in the work to make this vision happen.
They are. And it's this combination of strong tech, a clear purpose, a growing network of partners, and a regulatory landscape that's starting to look more favorable. All of that is what's making investors excited about XRP's future.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've seen the potential, the risks, the things that are driving XRP's growth. It's a pretty complex picture with lots of moving pieces.
It really is. And it's changing all the time. That's what makes crypto so fascinating, but also so tricky to navigate. And we've seen that while there are definitely some risks, and that's true with any investment, XRP has a unique opportunity, a chance to be part of something that could really change how we think about finance.
It's been a fascinating journey so far, but before we go any further, I think it's important to highlight some of the key things our viewers should be taking away from all of this.
Absolutely. One of the most crucial things to keep in mind is that the crypto market is volatile by nature. XRP has shown impressive growth, but you gotta be ready for some big price swings, up and down.
Anyone who's been in the crypto game for a while knows it can feel like a roller coaster sometimes. Buckle up.
Exactly. And remember, things that happen outside the market, news regulations, even just what people are saying on social media can make those swings even bigger.
It's almost like the whole crypto market is this giant mood ring changing color with every tweet and headline.
That's a great way to put it. And this whole interconnectedness thing, it brings up another important point. XRP has its own unique uses and value, but how it performs is still tied to the overall crypto market, especially Bitcoin.
Right, the Bitcoin effect. When Bitcoin has a bad day, the altcoins tend to get sick too. So even if XRP's got a strong foundation, A sudden drop in Bitcoin could still affect its price in the short term.
That's a key takeaway for any crypto investor. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, even if it's a shiny XRP basket. Spread your investments out and be smart about managing risk.
So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread those investments around and be smart about risk.
Absolutely. And on the topic of risk management, let's talk about that potential SEC appeal. Ripple won that big legal battle, but the SEC could still appeal, and that could create a whole new wave of uncertainty about XRP's regulatory status.
It's true, things can change so fast in the crypto world. Got to stay informed and be ready to adapt.
Couldn't agree more. The crypto landscape is constantly shifting. To navigate it successfully, you need to be vigilant, adaptable, and willing to learn and change your strategies as you go.
So after all this deep diving, where do we land? Is XRP still a buy?
Well, as I said before, I can't give financial advice. The decision to invest in XRP or not is a personal one. It should be based on solid research, a clear understanding of your own risk tolerance, and a careful consideration of your financial goals.
A good reminder that there's no one-size-fits-all in the world of investing.
You got it. But what I can say is XRP has a lot going for it. Strong technology, a clear purpose, a growing network of partners, and a regulatory outlook that's looking pretty positive.
It's a story that's still being written, and it'll be fascinating to see how it unfolds.
It will. I encourage everyone to keep learning to explore different perspectives on XRP and stay engaged with this ever-changing crypto world.
Well, folks, we've reached the end of our deep dive into XRP. We explored its potential, the risks involved, and what's fueling its growth. Hopefully you've gained some valuable insights to help you make your own investment decisions. Remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives into other fascinating topics.